talk about the composition of the Quran. The Quran essentially is five things. It is information that you don't have. It is commandments, prohibitions, promises, and threats. The promises and threats are the motivations for the commandments and the prohibitions. The commandments and the prohibitions are your way of proving to yourself and to your Creator what you feel about them and what you believe about them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us, has commanded us, and He invites us to a garden. The Prophet said, the likeness of this entire existence of ours is that a man comes out of a palace and he walks a far distance until he comes to a village. In the village, everybody's poor. The man says, there is a massive palace with a massive feast. And the owner is inviting you all for a free dinner and a beautiful evening. Some people go and some people stay. The Sahaba said, why do some people go? Why wouldn't everyone go? Okay? Why wouldn't everyone go? He said, because they refused. Why would people refuse? Well, maybe they don't like the messenger. Maybe they don't want to leave what they're doing. Maybe they're distracted. Maybe they're not paying attention. Whatever excuse they have. But the entire creation and the sending down of moral responsibility to believe and not believe and do righteous works, avoid sins, is no different than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills to be generous to His creation. But it only works if the creation are given free will and they choose. Otherwise, it's not free will. And we all know a rich kid who's born in riches and eats steak when he's a baby, he appreciates nothing, right? We know that. And if you have lived experience, if you have a blessing that's yours from the day you're born, and you've never even had a choice to leave, right? You've never had a choice to desire anything else. You cannot appreciate it, and you'll never appreciate it. Okay? In fact, losing that blessing may become a fantasy. There are many, many rich kids, and the story of the Buddha is like this. Ibrahim ibn Adham is like this. Is the idea of someone born in a palace and never seen the outside world. The outside world has been locked. So what's his fantasy? The outside world. The rest of the outside world is trying to come into his palace. So he cannot be generous to somebody by force. Generosity can only be by choice. Okay? By experiencing distance from the item that is being given to you. Okay? And then willingly taking it. So Allah Ta'ala has put us in this dunya, and He's mixed it with good and bad, and then He's invited us. Now, if all the path of deen was sweet, easy, and the reward was right away, it also would be a no-brainer. Like, I'm not proving that I love Allah by this. So therefore, Allah Ta'ala made evil sweet on the outside and have many people follow it. And good, bitter on the outside, hard on the outside, and only a few people follow it. So that you can really prove that you want it and that you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the concept, that the entire affair is a story of the king of a palace who wants to invite you to a dinner, but he wants you to come sincerely. And that's why He's filled the world with everything that He's filled with. So you have choices. You can make a choice. A question for you. Someone comes and gives your mother-in-law, puts food in front of you, and your father-in-law, in front of your mother-in-law, says, do you like the dinner? Is it honest? Is it going to be a sincere answer? Right? Or when you're driving home, it's just you and your son. What the heck was that? Let's go eat some food. Right? Now you can talk. Just you and your son. Don't tell Mom I said that. This is not personal experience. Right? All Egyptian food is all good. But that's the truth of things, right? If your wife is there, you're not going to insult her mother's cooking, right? If your father-in-law is there, definitely won't insult her cooking. So there's no truthfulness. There's no sidq. And Allah wants sidq, the truth, to come out of your heart. One of the best times of this is this era. This is why Allah's created this era. In the old days, you had the Ottomans. The Ottomans kept the ship, kept things clean. You speak heresy, you're in trouble. Okay? You do immoral things in public, you're in trouble. So that's good for all of the believers. But it's not good from another aspect. Allah wants the truth. So let's tear down the Islamic Empire and the Ottoman Empire. Let everybody do what they want. Only now can we get a world that's full of truth. In the sense of not goodness, it's full of evil, right? It's bad for many people. But at least, if you're a practicing Muslim, we know you're doing this by choice. Not because it's the only item on the menu, right? So it's protection. The old world is also protection for many people. It saves many people. But the new world that we live in today, the Muslims in this world are going to be from the best of Muslims. Because they have ample choices to leave. Every one of us. Pick up and leave. You can still eat, drink, be happy, whatever you want. You're not going to get... Back in the old days, if you become a fasib, if you go against your parents, no one will hire you. Because everyone knows everybody. Oh, you're the one. Oh, you insulted your dad. We know about you. We heard about you. Go get a job somewhere else. I don't want your curse into my store, right? You're bringing your la'na and your bad vibes in here. That was the old days. Your reputation was soiled. You're finished. So you get your act together and fake to be pious. Maybe that's good for you. Maybe by faking it, one day it'll be real. But there is good in every time. And that we're going to come upon a time very soon that all the Muslims will be awliya. Because they will have had to strive so much just to be a Muslim. Right? Just to stay as a Muslim. They'll be saints with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the value of this concept, that the entire book is information that you don't know, then commandments, prohibitions, and the motivations and threats for each.